Chantilly, I know that you have some things to share with us that's in the stars, astrology wise. Are you going to share with us about celebrities or about
Uh,
ourselves?
a celebrity.
Okay.
Okay, so
Ooh.
Ooh.
this is
Oh,
I just
that's.
wasn't ready.
I know. I'm distracted by the picture. Okay, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you speak. I'm gonna let you speak. I'm gonna let you speak.
so this is I want to talk about Venus in the 12th house. If you have Venus in the 12th house, then I'll talk about a celebrity that has Venus in the 12th house so we can get like an example. But this is how to love yourself if you have Venus in the 12th house. And I want to do these so like, everybody can be covered, but I feel like this is a good start.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the Yoruba um Orisha Oshun, and she is represents Venus too. So just so you know.
Oh, okay. No wonder I
Okay.
like
It's
her.
AI generated. I didn't do it. I just got it off the internet.
It's that's I
It's okay.
But I'm learning. I'm learning. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so here's some meanings of Venus. Venus is the positive side of Venus is loving, affectionate. She represents elegance, music, things being harmonious and peaceful, balanced, because she rules Libra, which and Libra represents things that are fair and balanced. She is gentle, graceful, sociable, balanced, passionate, um, friendly. I can't see what the last two are.
Refined and
Refined
Refined.
and
sensuality.
sensuality.
There it is. Okay. And some of the negative effects of Venus is lazy, vain, sentimental, vices, is what she can represent, uh like I was talking about in class the other day. Venus represents sugars and things that are sweet, real sweet. So
Oh
those could be some
yeah,
sentiments. 'Cause sometimes when we feel sad,
Mm-hmm.
like eat ice cream and stuff like that.
yeah.
Um,
Adam had some sentimental vices before.
Oh, girl. That's why I had to have
um,
that surgery.
Really?
uh, sensual corruption.
Yeesh.
Um,
What does
yeah,
that
and
mean?
you can imagine. I was gonna say you can imagine what it means, but
Oh.
with with the Venus represents women, but
Okay.
also sexuality, um, and the corruption of it could be, you know, I'm trying not to say the wrong words,
Mm-hmm.
So you're
but
like
PSA.
maybe.
it could be being your sensuality being misused in some type of
Okay.
way.
Okay, I get you
Uh,
saying some type of
yeah,
exploitation or some versions of SA.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, so as you can see, Venus loves beauty, and things being refined. But if the negative effect would be lack of taste, not having taste or refinement at all. It
Mm.
just depends on, what planets are aspecting your Venus in your chart and what sign it's in. Another thing, if you're lacking refinement, then you could also be kind of crass, kind of rude.
Mm.
So,
Crass is such a harsh. Like when you say it, it's like ooh. I would hate for somebody to call me crass. Like I'd rather be called
right.
rude than crass.
so, so if you have the 12th house represents loss, it represents expenditure, it represents moksha or liberation, immigration, like moving, moving to a place that is not known to you. It represents isolation, bed comforts, charity. It represents jails because it represents isolated places. Also hospitals because it represents isolated places, foreign places. and it represents feet. Okay, so now we're going to put all these together. And so how to love yourself if you have Venus in the 12th house. Well, you have to allow yourself the time and the space to lose yourself into the things that you love doing.
I like that.
Yeah. You like that? We'll see why you like that soon. You have to nurture your imagination and your creativity. Don't let anyone belittle. Like, if you know you have Venus in the 12th house, don't let anybody belittle your creativity or your imagination, because that's how you love yourself. Even if you're not doing it for something big, like let's say you're not trying to, write a book or do something big. Even if you're just doing it for yourself, don't let anyone belittle that for you, because that's what you need. Okay.
Right.
It's also important for you to indulge in your beauty and self-care if you have Venus in the 12th house. That's really important, because Venus represents, like I was saying in class, Venus represents all the self-confidence, self-care, self-love, self-worth, self-esteem, all those. Venus rules all those. And in the 12th house, that's where we can go and just, really be ourselves, really be who we are, really, like I was saying, the word lose yourself. You can allow yourself to do that with positive things in the 12th house. Also, don't allow anyone to isolate you if you have Venus in the 12th house. You could, and I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, any type of relationship, because if you have Venus in the 12th house, you're going to be a person who is sociable and friendly and caring and really cares for other people. And isolation is part of the 12th house. So you want to make sure that that's not happening, because you love yourself. Part of loving yourself is allowing yourself to be loving and caring for other people.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So another thing is to be aware that negative relationships can affect your health, especially if you have Venus in the 12th house. So, and this is because the 12th house and Venus have a lot to do with healing. A lot of people who have planets, like important planets, or just a lot of planets in the 12th house, healing and health is going to be a major deal for you. You might work in hospitals, you might deal with healing in a lot of different ways. So Venus also represents love and relationships. So you want to make sure that every relationship you have, whether it's co-workers, family, whatever it is, that is healthy, so you can stay healthy if you have Venus in the 12th house. Okay. So now to the celebrity who has Venus in the 12th house that we can kind of get a deeper understanding from.
Oh,
it's Minister Leah. That's why you understood all that stuff.
I felt seen.
Okay, so Venus in the 12th house has a deep love for spirituality. And Venus is like devotion, and the 12th house is deep. Like I explained in class, is the deepest part of the ocean where we can't see things with our natural eyes. We have to look at them with our third eye. So it represents deep, deep spirituality. And this is why Minister Leah is a minister. And she's been ministering a lot in church and bringing us a lot of really good information about women who are ministers and revivals and all the changes, the powerful changes that women in ministry have made. If you would like to, if you would like her at your church or ministry, please contact her for more information.
Thank you kindly.
Why did I give her a free promo?
You become our manager tonight,
Oh, that got me. I wasn't ready for that.
I didn't know how else to end that, but so
yeah.
Venus is beauty. Venus represents beauty, and the 12th house is kind of like a how do I say it? The 12th house is kind of like, it escalates that. It's like a deep beauty, a deep love for beauty. Okay, so Minister Leah also is a model, as you see here with these pictures. If you are watching and not listening, I mean listening. What am I talking about? I'm sick, y'all.
Listen, she mean listening and not watching.
Thank you. Here with her little umbrella, Ella. Then we have the purple mermaid hair on a nice spring day. Then we have her looking like a little celebrity right here.
I actually modeled for Lane Bryant for that one.
Oh, okay.
With the ABC4 Low Country Live. Okay.
Yeah, I was on TV. I really was feeling like a celebrity that day.
Okay. So another thing for Venus in the 12th house, like I said, the 12th house represents feet.
Johnny, was you all on my Facebook page?
She looked like she was. She
I
was digging. She
I
was
all
digging
up
it.
and through Facebook. Okay.
She was digging deep.
And I was doing it while we was talking. So Venus is creativity, and the 12th house is imagination, and it also represents feet. So here, and it also people who have planets, important planets, or in the 12th house, they're like really famous producers and writers.
Mm-hmm.
So Miss Leah is a dancer who also created dance productions with Restored 2. What's some other productions that she did? I really like this one when they're all in the black.
That's one of the Restored at 3, so that's the second one when we were at the SIMT building. That's actually, I choreographed the dance that they're doing in that picture. That's all around the world that they hate.
Yes.
Because of that particular pose right there. Because they're
going straight
in my eyes. And
like,
I was like, if I can do it, you can do it. I don't want to hear it.
Oh yeah, I know that worked them thighs out.
Don't they have to hold it?
Yeah, because they're holding it from their core.
Yeah. No, they hated it. They hated that.
But it was so pretty.
You was. And they kept on looking at me, and I was like, what you looking at me for?
I did 10 years with Peach Community Arts Team, but I've worked with other dance teams. I've trained dance teams. I trained leaders. I still do dance conferences. I've hosted, I can't even count how many dance concerts, just bringing dancers together. But I write, direct, and produce, and not so much choreography, but everything in the performing arts. I just, I don't know. I just feel like I am the stage, and the stage is me. We're one. So that's how I feel about production.
The 12th house is who you really are.
Mm.
It's who you were in the womb before you were born.
Mm.
I believe that. I've never not seen myself on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Since I was as young as about 4 years old, I've always known I was going to be on stages.
Mm-hmm. But see, the thing with you though, is you have Chiron, which is the wounded healer, And you also have the part of fortune there too. So as much as it could have brought you joy, which is also joy and happiness is something that Venus represents, it could have also brought you wounds and something that you had to grow into.
Yeah.
Yeah. And talking about the wounded healer, and like I was talking about healing before, how it's gonna it means a lot when you dance. You also have laid hands on people too, and like it's healing connected to it.
Wow.
So yep, this is my presentation
Gonna make me cry, girl.
on how to love yourself if you have Venus in the 12th house.
Well, I appreciate that. I think we should all take that to heart. And this is something you got to kind of chew on and meditate on and think about. But it definitely helped me with myself. Because whenever I feel like I need to get away from production, I can't. It's in me. I keep saying I know that I have one more musical in me at least. I've felt like that for the last 3 years, and I feel like that even more. It's like I just got to get it out, and I don't have to be on stages dancing so much anymore. I say that, but then I miss dancing a whole. I miss choreography. I miss create. It's the whole thing. It's the creating. It's being able to. It's literally like having a baby. It's be able to bring it forth and then watch all the things that put it together. And I love production so much. I love, and well, both of y'all have done productions with me. Angelique's done the most. I love everything that goes into it. The rehearsals, the picking the wardrobe, I love even the hard parts. I love the hard days because I understand what's on the other side of it. And something that I know the three of us know is like, by the time you get to the time that you have to put this thing on the stage, no matter what it is, whether it's 5 minutes or 50 minutes or 2 hours, you can't do no more once it's time to put it on the stage. And so I know we always say to each other, it's go time. And so when I first started working with the kids, the first production, oh my gosh, they were so stressed out and losing their mind. And I was just walking around, and one of the kids was just like, one of the girls, she was like, Minister, act like she don't care. And Angelique said, she's done. I've done everything else I could do. Like either you're going to sink or swim at this point. And why should I stress myself out, hollering, yelling, throwing stuff? I'm not that type of director or producer. So at that point, anything that goes haywire, all I'm going to do is laugh, or somebody's going to die. So because I work with kids, you learn to temper yourself, But mostly at that point, it's like, it's beyond my control. What can I do? Sound goes out. People forget choreography. People don't have their clothes. You can tell people to have their stuff 100 times. Just, you know what? Y'all not going to make me lose my mind today. But I love everything that goes into that. But that adrenaline, that vibration on a stage, when the lights are on and the people there's just nothing like it. And when I would work with Malcolm Stevens, that's when he first told me, you're called to this, because everybody doesn't even know to explain it like that. And I'm like, it's just something about it. It's something about when you see the curtains open and your heart. So I live for all of it. That adrenaline is almost like a drug. Like you just, once it's over, you just want more of it. And when people just they walk away from it, they didn't get it, I'm just like, this wasn't for you. And I walk into buildings and see stages, and he would say this: these stages will speak to you. They'll tell you if they're yours or if they're not. And I've had that happen over the last few years. It's everything about it. I just love the creativity of it. So no matter what I do, I love all the things that I do, but nothing made me feel as whole as when I do production. Yep. All right.
That was all good. I'm gonna stop looking at this picture of her because she is distracting. I'm over here like makeup, but yeah, she just the makeup is just like, oh yeah.
I will say just one last thing, and then I'm gonna go to the part that I have to share. The one thing I would say, learning to love each other, that production taught me that honestly, I think preaching didn't, and business hasn't. It was that I had to learn to love myself in a whole different way because it's every bit of who I am. So when you're misunderstood, it's just like, that's total rejection. That's rejecting me. If you don't get me preaching, well, you just didn't get me preaching. I can get over that. If you don't understand me in business, we just might not be meant to do business together. But when you attack something that I created, that's like attacking my kids. You know, that has sent me into depression. That has made me want to give up and quit because it's so personal, so connected to it. So when I finally got to the point that I was just like, I'm going to do this no matter what. And the way that I see things is different. The way I direct is different. The way I create is different. And understanding that was just the gift that God gave me, I just won't be shaken by that. Well, I had to start inside. So, but it gives you a boldness that's insane, because once I got it, then I can stand toe to toe with any person. I can deal with the parents, I can deal with the dancers, I can deal with technical people. I deal with a lot of men. I deal with a lot of men with egos, sound people, technical people. Like those men, they think they know more than you, but you're not putting this together. It made me be the warrior. I am what I need to be. It's taught me to be so good with myself and unapologetic. That's when I really became unapologetic. I'm just, and that was from the inside out. So that had to do with my self-esteem. I was up to 450 pounds at one point, and I look at pictures of me dancing. Like, who dances that heavy? But you couldn't have told me that I wasn't supposed to dance when I was that heavy, because I was good at. Now I look back and I'm like, y'all let my behind get that big and nobody said that to me. But I just did what I love to do because I couldn't do nothing else. And now, once I was diagnosed with cancer, that was one of the first things that the doctors told me, because it affected my spine, my hip, my bones, that it was like, this is something that you shouldn't be doing. I remember having one of the doctors tell me, you need to pack up your stuff, pack your dance stuff up, and I was just like, that's just not happening. So I don't do the things I used to do. But most of the time, unless you just know me, nobody even knows that, because I also know how to dance under the anointing, but there'll be so many times when it'll just be like, nah, I'm not gonna dance no more, and nothing in me lets me quote unquote retire or put the pen down. I just love everything that comes with it, because so that was really good. So I hope everybody who this applies to feels it and sees themselves the way that I did. I appreciate that, Chantilly.
It was really good. Very good.